You know,
Yeah.
get a little crisp going to you. It's not raining anymore.
It's all good though. We're inside. We're drinking espresso.
Dude. We're drinking
hanging out.
espressos, dude.
Dean, you are what we refer to in my hometown as a beauty.
A beauty.
You're a fucking beauty. Yeah, I don't know if they call people beauties where you're from, but you got the pleated jeans, you got the t-shirt tucked in, you got the Texas chain, the mullet, cowboy hat, a fucking true beauty, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Is this your natural born style?
Yeah, this is like I would say me at my most comfortable. T-shirt. I've been rocking the blazer a lot recently.
I've been seeing the blazer. It looks good.
I started comedy doing and walking on stage and just like being, I'm dressing how I feel the most comfortable.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
how I feel. Like if I have, this might be a little more feminine than I would like, but if I'm not wearing the right shirt, or if I don't have like, if I've got like, I don't know, something on that I don't feel like looks good, then I feel like way less confident on stage.
Feel garbage.
Yeah, I feel garbage. But I also wear like cut off shorts on stage.
Dude, well, your whole thing, like I see you and I see you at shows and I see you walking around and I'm like, you have a swagger to you.
Oh, thanks.
Like a true Texas swagger, like the likes of which I see in very few people. Like I walk around and I see you, dude, and I go, that is a man that I would never fuck with. Ever.
What? I don't want that.
Dude, I would not fuck with you, dude. No. Like it's just a confidence, man. It looks good. It's a great look.
And it's all fake.
No way.
No, dude. I definitely have to like stop every once in a while and like, why is your chest out? Why are you fucking walking around like this, dude? I can't imagine what people say like while walking past. But no, I try not to, I'm just, trying to be as authentic as I can.
100%.
I'm just walking around living your best life.
Well, dude, you gotta be authentic down here because the thing is, everybody that I meet in Texas is not from here.
Yeah.
And you're one of the few like actually natural Texans out here. So you're telling me, dude, your old man was like a rodeo cowboy or something?
Yeah. So my dad, he probably started riding bulls when he was like a freshman in high school, and then he rode all the way until I was probably 8 or 9.
Really?
Yeah. And so, but he rode throughout. I mean, PRCA.
He rode bulls.
He rode bulls. Yeah,
Holy
saddle
fuck.
bronc, bareback. He did it a little bit, but I mean, primarily he was a bull rider.
That's insane.
And that's what he was doing at the college, Sol Ross. My mom was there on, I think, like a softball scholarship or something. And she was, they met at a barn party. And then had me. I was an baby.
They got it on at a college party?
Got it on a college party.
College baby Dean Stanfield.
Whoa.
So your parents are fucking young, too.
Yeah, my dad's like 49.
That's awesome. That's kind of sick, though. That's fucking awesome.
I mean, it's cool. They were definitely terrible parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're 19 years old.
Yeah, 100%.
They had no idea what they were doing. CPS took me a few times.
Oh, shit.
No, dude.
For real?
Family member to family member. Yeah, I ended up graduating with my grandparents ended up taking me.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. They were, well, I mean, you're just that young. Like, I didn't.
Well, so you were telling me you grew up going to like different rodeos and shit, right? Like you're a cowboy?
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up going to all kinds of stuff. When we have a ranch in West Texas, and my dad, he would, my stepmom, the lady that he ended up marrying, they got married when I was like 5. And she would break horses and resell horses.
Really?
And so we would, I mean, I grew up helping her train horses and break horses. So people would like, I don't know, city people would get horses because they wanted a pony for Christmas. And then they didn't know how to take care of it. And they would get like down and then we would
so where would they leave these horses? They're just...
So they would like backyards or they would have like barns that they would take them to. Where other people take care of them. You pay like, like $150 a month. And so we would take them in. So basically if you leave a horse in a stall, not messing with it or, getting out and riding it, and, after like 3 months of it not getting taken care of, then the kid would get on it and get bucked off. They'd be like, oh, it's an asshole horse. Like, no, you just didn't fucking...
You didn't do anything with it.
You didn't do anything with it. And so we'd trade them back and then sell them back to rich people so they could do it again.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. Somebody would pick it up and we're like, you got to take care of them. And like, all right, we'll see you in 3 months.
So you ever see some like really bad cases of like fucked up horse? Like somebody did a terrible job?
Terrible job of treating their horses. Emaciated, really nasty. They... there's a bunch of cases where it happens, and it's sad when you see it. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Fucking crazy out there.
It's growing up on a rodeo though. It's got to be like, it's sort of like some kid's dream, you know, just to be
for sure.
Like,
it's not healthy.
Like your dad was a legit cowboy,
like a legit cowboy. Yeah, still is. I mean, he still shoes horses, and I bet it's been a little while since he's been on top of one. But so he puts the shoes on the horses, and that's his. He makes like $200,000 to $250,000 a year.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, doing that. So he just goes to all these polo practice arenas and rodeo arenas, and he's got regular clients that have barns, and makes a shit ton of money doing it.
You ever thought about getting in the family horseshoe business?
Hell no, dude.
Not your thing?
No, it's terrible on your back. You got horses stomping you all the time, and he got kicked a couple years ago.
Oof.
And he was down for like 3 weeks. But if your back goes out, that's it. You know, like it's definitely.
Dude, horses are dangerous as fuck.
Yeah.
My mom just got thrown off a horse. My parents were out in Arizona.
Yeah.
And my mom and dad were like on some like horsing trip, and evidently I might fuck up the story, but horses are like super afraid of hats. I guess like if they fly off somebody's head.
Yeah.
So like somebody had an unsecured hat, and the hat blew off, and the horse freaked out and bucked my mom right off the fucking horse.
Those are so scary. So that was probably on like a trail riding thing, right? Yeah. So I used to do those in South Padre at the beach, and we'd go down there and drink Fireball and Coors Light, and then get these tourists down there, and they can't like run really fast in the sand, so we'd just be out, you know, messing around and having fun. And if there's cute girls, flirt with the cute girls on the horses, and it was like a dream
sick,
job,
dude. That's like a woman's dream. A man like you riding up on a horse, just dude. Riding up on a motherfucker,
acting like a cowboy.
You got the blazer on and everything too,
dude. No shirt. I got those silky shorts. Yeah, and
that's
so
fucking awesome.
So it was fantastic, man. You know, got a lot of numbers doing that, and then but one day it went like bad. Like most of the horses were tame and old. Like we choose the horses specifically, or the barn chose the horses specifically, and so we'd go out there, and it was like mostly just easy, just walk them down the beach and then walk them back.
Yeah,
and there was one day where one of the horses started acting up, and it threw this lady off, and I was a little drunk to handle it.
Yeah,
and I was just like you didn't know if it was like fight or flight, but then luckily, go into rescue mode and go over there and pick the lady up, and the horse is messing around, and catch the horse again, convince her to get back on the horse, and she's like, I'm not getting on that thing. Like, lady, it's a 5-mile ride back, and you're not getting on my horse. So there's your horse. He's not acting up anymore. Horse, dude. So, but what you do is you just hop on that horse. He's just feeling squirrely, and so you just take him and ride him around until he's tired.
Yeah.
And then so it sounds kind of bad, right? But these horses have great lives. We feed them lots of carrots and sugar cubes, and then we put fat tourists on them. And they got to walk for a couple miles a day. I had this one girl that was mad at me because she was like, you don't feel like that's inhumane, what you're doing? You're just using these things as they're basically, like they're just your work horses, Like
yeah, people have done it for thousands of years.
Yeah. And I was
tens
like,
of thousands of years.
They have a pretty great life. Like other than like most horses have to stay in a stall and don't get treated but maybe an hour a day for training.
Yeah. And
these horses just get to hang out and eat sugar cubes and get fat. Like the fatter they are, the better. Like we don't want them getting crazy and running around. So
they have to be a little bit out of shape. So you got to opposite of train them. Basically.
I would take opposite of training them. Just make them
That's fucking
fat.
Hilarious.
And we'd give them Chico sticks. So there's this coconut. Have you seen a Chico stick?
No, what's that?
It's like at the gas stations, like cheap, like Southern.
What's a Chico
snack.
stick?
It's like a Mexican candy, isn't it?
I think so. It might be. I don't know. I don't know if it's outside of Texas.
They're good,
but it's probably cardboard that's emulsified into a coconut shape and a general spray of coconut oil over the top of them. But they're just this hard rock candy that like fibers up in your mouth. But horses love them, and so. You just, get a couple of those in your hand, give them a couple of those, and then they'll do whatever you want them to.
That's fucking rad, dude.
So it's fucking cool. Yeah.
Badass, man. So, like, you're what, an hour north of here?
Yeah, about 45 minutes north of Georgetown, Texas.
So what, dude, I went up there. I was lucky enough to do your show with Spencer.
Fucking killed it, too.
Appreciate that, man.
Great, man.
They're a fun crowd.
Yeah, fun crowd. Georgetown's wild, dude. I'm a big fan. Anybody
It's real Texas, dude.
Yeah.
Like, because, for me, I'm moving to Texas, right? Like I'm in Austin. Yeah. It's a new thing for me, but it doesn't really feel like you're in Texas all the time. It kind of feels like you're in Austin, you know? Like Austin is Austin.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. But then,
it's
dude,
the Rainbow Curtain.
I go up and see you in Georgetown. I'm like, all right, we're like back in.
This is Texas.
I'm in Texas again.
What is it? Last week I was doing donuts in a go-kart in my backyard, just like racing between the trees. And somebody messaged me and they're like, how far are you? And I'm like, dude, it's like 30 minutes away.
Damn, dude.
Like Texas is like right there. Like you're flying to Austin and then it's cool and it's hip and, I guess, but there's not like a lot of land. It's not really Texas.
Yeah.
It is Texas. Austin is Texas, but.
Well, it's its own thing.
Yeah. 30
separate
minutes in any direction. And you're in like, meth labs are starting to pop out. Like there's like dude. Florence. Like Florence is probably like 45 minutes away. And it's a dusty, old, like there's one traffic light in the whole town.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah. Baptist church.
Dude, it's surprisingly like that, like a lot of different places. Like,
strong,
dude, it's fucking hits here, right?
I feel like,
100 milligrams of caffeine right to the fucking dome,
just right
dude.
To the fucking, I took it like a shot,
Ready to ride the bull,
you were like
man.
sipping it, and I was like, what's going to happen? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? And I'm sitting here like,
shit your pants on the podcast is probably the worst
might,
thing that
right?
can happen, dude.
No, that can't be the worst.
No, I'm fucking around.
That'd be hilarious, dude. If it happened, because then what do I do? I'm already here.
Yeah, you're already in.
Just look into the camera as it happens. That'd be crazy. Dean shit himself on a podcast. All right, I do have to go use the restroom real quick.
Okay, do your thing.
I don't want to have to.
No, it's all right. We'll hold it down. We'll get some drinks going. Take a little intermission here. Okay, and we're back.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh fuck, my mixie. No.
Oh, the mixie, dude.
Can't forget the mixie.
Dean A Stanfield. You can find me on Instagram, Dean A Stanfield. You can find me on Facebook, Dean Allen Stanfield. Or you can look out for my new upcoming show called Welcome to Texas, where I take comedians from out of state and I take them to do Texas shit. We're doing a hog hunt coming up, and deer skinning videos. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Dude, I'm excited to go fucking hunting with you, dude.
I can't wait.
We're going to get after it.
Oh, it's going to get wild. So it depends on what you want to do, because we're at the end of the season now, where the only thing we can do, we could go on like a really fun turkey hunt.
Oh, shit.
But it's not as like exciting as other things. It can be. It depends on how you take it.
Yeah.
Like most people want to get like their first big animal, like a whitetail.
Well, you just went like boar hunting, right?
Yes, we went thermal scope hog hunting, dude. It is the most fun thing I have ever done. And
that's fucking awesome.
Like you
went out there with Spencer Cavins, right?
I took Spencer Cavins and then a comedian from Canada. So
this was like brand new territory for this motherfucker.
Yeah. So first of all, they're not allowed to have thermal. They can't use thermal scopes up there. It's illegal.
Yeah.
They also can't use suppressors, and that's illegal. And they can't hunt at night, which is also illegal. So you got to do all three of those things. He brought me up. He was like, man, I've done a lot of hunting in my life. And he's like, but I've never shot a hog because they don't have hogs up there. It's too cold. And so he's like, I want to go hog hunting. He was like, I just want to go on the most fun. So I tried to set up a helicopter hunt, because that is the most fun, dude. You just get semi-automatic rifles and shotguns, and they let you lean outside of a helicopter. They chase them down, and you just waste them. And for anybody that's concerned, hogs are a problem in Texas.
100%. It's an invasive species,
it's an invasive
right?
species. And so if we don't, this is the excuse all rednecks use to make it feel better, but it's genocide what we're doing. It's terrible.
It's hog genocide.
But they're like, so they can drop babies every 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. And they're usually dropping a litter of 8. And so every sow,
crazy. They're
just spreading like wildfire.
How'd they get down there? Like pigs just got out of a pen and then went back to being like feral?
So at some point there was feral hogs. There's probably feral hogs that were existent in Texas prior. The Spaniards brought them over to Mexico, and they probably leaked over here. But I think this is just from the research that I've done, which is just listening to other rednecks, and we make up stuff. So this might just be all made up. But what we think happened was there was a hurricane on the King Ranch, and they had like Russian boars in there and warthogs and shit.
Yeah.
And so what happened was the King Ranch, the fences got like mowed down because of this hurricane, and those warthogs and Russian boars escaped, and they started fucking the regular feral hogs that were out there.
Yeah.
And they started breeding this monster. That
nasty ass hogs
in between like genetic mutation, of
They're
something.
big, right? They weigh like a couple
huge.
100 pounds.
Yeah, like 400 or 500 pounds is like
Fucking
a giant
dude.
bull. Somebody said they got one that was 800. I think is the like national.
Jesus Christ!
Imagine 800 pounds, dude. That's a small Brahma bull. Yeah. That is a small.
I've met some 800 pound
Brahma
hogs down here in Austin.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
We
Let's
have.
go.
We got some big women down here, and I love them.
That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah,
So you
it's
guys
fun.
are out there with thermal scopes in the middle of the night, just mowing them down.
So what we got is
How many did you get? You get one or?
We just got one that night. So that's the thing. Like it depends on where the hogs are at and if they're in the territories that we're allowed to hunt on. So I've got some buddies of mine that run an operation where they know all of the turf farmers, so sod farmers. So basically, like everywhere that's getting developed needs that like fresh sod, and so these guys just grow grass on their field, and it's like really nice grass. And they go with the tractor and they cut it up into squares, and then they have fellas come out there and load them onto trailers, and then they drive them straight to the subdivisions, and then they, put out the brand new lawns, right?
Damn.
And so hogs will go on there and they'll tear up probably 15 to 20 acres of that in a night.
Just rip it up.
And just rip it up.
What are they doing? Are they like looking for food under the grass or something? Or are they just fucking around?
Grubs and worms and I think
being
they're
vagrants.
Just being vagrants.
Vagrant
There's
hogs.
no telling why. They're doing it on purpose. Okay? Yeah, 100%. So we get to go out there and when we tell the sod farmers that we're going to keep the hogs off their land and they give us access. And so we get we'll be in the middle of there's no houses anywhere around.
Yeah.
So we know that there's 10 miles that way there's nobody, 10 miles that way there's nobody, 10 miles that way there's nobody. And so we just drive down these county roads or farm to market roads or not roads at all, but in the pastures.
Yeah.
And we look out, just literally get out and then look out the window. We see heat signatures and we drive towards those heat signatures and we'll follow that group. And then when we get close enough, we'll sneak up on them. And
just mow those motherfuckers down.
And yeah, we get in lines like this. Look, I'll show you a picture. And this is kind of pointless for a podcast. I hate when people do this anyway.
No, it's all right. We can cut it in afterwards.
Yeah. And so the picture will be somewhere on the screen. I'll show you the hog I got.
Let me see this fucking hog. Damn it. Dude, you were showing me last night or 2 nights ago. You had it
was I
dialed.
showing? Yeah.
There.
So
Jesus Christ.
one of the,
and with the Crocs and everything.
oh yeah, putting them where their tusks are. So it looks like he's covered up. Okay, so this was... Oh, this is actually one of the guys shooting.
God damn.
Video. But anyway, you get tripods, and you stand up. There it is. So basically, you get like that. You get these walking sticks, and then you just put that thermal. And this is an AR suppressed with a thermal.
That's
scope.
fucking America right there.
$8,000 thermal scope, just looking into a pasture.
And just trying to mow these hogs down.
You just mow them down when you find them.
I got a quick stat for you boys.
Fire away.
The biggest hog to ever be killed was actually 1,000 pounds, 12 feet long in Alapaugh, Georgia, June 17th, 2012.
12 fucking feet?
Yeah.
Dude, could you imagine running into one of those things like at night? You're just out there and there's a 12-foot hog. You think it's a monster, dude.
Swear to God, I have, dude.
You have?
So listen, we were in Llano, Texas, dude. A buddy of mine, Austin Potomac, he's got this ranch out there. It's like 500 acres. And so we're out there, and they got like these hog traps. And the hogs in Llano, Texas are pretty much handled, right? And so
What does that mean, handled?
So like there's tons of rednecks out there, so they're keeping them under control.
Yeah.
Right? But there's different times
It's
of
not
the year
like
where
San
new hogs
Francisco where
wander
like, we
in.
have to protect the
No, dude.
hogs.
They're getting drunk on a Saturday golfing and shooting them on the golf course.
Yeah.
They're getting crazy out there. And so we were out there, and you go to the deer. Have you ever heard of a deer lease?
No.
Okay. So what Texas has, we don't have a whole lot of. Texas is mostly owned. Right?
Okay.
Either by the state or by people. There's not like a lot of public land.
Okay.
And so the rest of the country hunts on public land, but in Texas, it's all kind of privatized. So what guys do is they'll have a ranch for 1,000 acres, and they'll allow like 12 hunters to come on, and they'll lease it to them. They can't do anything. They can't plant on it. They can't.
But you're
They
just
can't get
allowed to
any-
hunt. So you
you're
basically
just
like
allowed
get
to
a
hunt.
tag for a private property pretty much.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And so, so that's what a deer lease is. So we were hunting on that. So I've been hunting on it for like 6 years. And what you do is you go out there for the weekend and you drink beer with the guys.
Yeah.
And then you go hunt in the morning, and then you come back and you drink beer with the guys. And then you eat gas station burritos and deviled eggs, and you fart in a deer blind, and you have a good time, right? And so it's fun. It's like a weekend getaway. And so we're out there one night, and I kept hearing something. And so we're all like sitting around the fire. We're eating sausages and stuff and drinking beer and hammered. Everybody's hammered. And so I keep hearing this sound. I'm like, man, there's something. I think one of the cows got stuck in the barn back there. And I was like, I'm going to go look at it. And I'm like, whatever. And so I didn't grab my pistol. I didn't grab anything. And I walked over there and walked behind the barn. And there's this, I swear to God, and I'm a little drunk.
Yeah.
Right at this point. And I look back there, and it looks like Beauty and the Beast, like when the beast turns around.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it looked like that. That thing was on fucking 2 legs, and it was looking at me with like fire in his eyes. I was like, ah! My flashlight. I threw my flashlight at it, and then I ran back to the fire, and I was like, oh, guys, you got to come. There's like a monster hog. And so everybody grabs their guns. We're hammered, drunk. But I'm yelling, there's a monster hog. And so they run over there, and there was we couldn't find anything. And I was like, well, obviously it ran off. We need to go after it. But then as soon as we got like to the back side of the barn, a raccoon runs out of the wood pile that's on the side of it. And they were like, oh, is that your fucking monster hog that you saw? And I was like, no,
dude, it was really
it had eyes, like red eyes. It was glowing.
They can get up on their hinds like that?
I think so. That one did
Thing's
that.
Fucked up, dude. It's a big ass hog.
They're pretty big. I think it was ruffling through stuff in the back, because on the side of the barn, between the barn and the fence, there's not like it's like a wood pile on that side, and there's just like, I don't know, random crap that's sitting out there. Mm-hmm. And so I think he was like stepping onto something, but I remember like clear as day. Also could have been that raccoon, but 100%. There's monster hogs out there. I think and you hear them in the woods, like you'll be walking around.
They like snarl and snort.
Yeah, it's like
too, right?
Might be bad to do the sound. It's like it sounds like that, dude. It's fucking. You hear that in the middle, and then you're walking through the woods, and people think that rednecks are like not scared of anything.
Yeah.
Like you would think that if I'm sitting out there, it would be nice to tell you that I grabbed my pistol and I was like, come and take me. Like fucking, I'll kill this hog.
You're freaked out by this fucking scary ass hog.
I hear that and I climb a tree as quick as I can. And then I wait. And then I might, like listen around for it. And then I'm coming back out of the tree. But I'm finding a tree. Like if I hear that sound, you hear that sound in the middle of the night, you know how big it is. You don't know if it's a sow or a boar. Fucking those things will tear you up, dude. Javelinas too. They're tiny.
What's a javelina?
So it's kind of like a pig. I think it's a rat. Marsupial.
We got marsupials out here, dude.
We got marsupials. Dude,
Get the fuck out of here,
dude. Yeah. So it's like a giant rat, and they got little cutters on them that'll like tear you up. So they're like little ankle biters. Imagine a pissed off Chihuahua hog,
and they'll attack you.
They'll attack the fuck out of you, and they run in like packs of 12. So if you find them out there, dude, you better find something and climb it.
They can just fuck you up.
They'll just fuck you up.
It's like the little
take your ankles out, and then when you fall, they'll come through your face.
You remember those little mini velociraptors in Jurassic Park 2? You know what I'm talking about?
That's what javelinas are like, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good analogy, dude.
Remember those fucking things, dude?
Those things are terrifying, dude. But it's fun, man. Like going out to West Texas, hunting, fishing. Like being in nature, like, yeah, dude, you fucking, yeah, so that white thing on the end of my key. Punches beer cans out for shotgunning. Oh, we should do that. And then eat. Oh, I got cans in my truck. You do? Yeah, we're definitely doing it. Shotgun beer outside after that. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, they're rodents, javelinas.
They're rodents.
And I didn't know they were in Texas. I know they're big in.
They're
marsupials.
I don't know. Isn't that fancy rat?
No, marsupials are any animal with a pouch. It's a kangaroo.
Okay, they don't have pouches on them.
No,
I thought a marsupial was just any mammal in Australia. Like Australian people are marsupials too, dude.
You look like a marsupial.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god, dude. So much fun. Cheers,
cheers, man.
Cheers.
Dude, I think one of the things that's been wild about like living down here is it's just a little too easy to get into one. Like, you know how like when a dog gets into like the garbage, you go the dog. Like I got into the garbage last night, dude. Like
and then you can't even convince a dog. Once a dog likes getting into garbage, that's their favorite thing for all of time.
Dude, you couldn't take me out of the fucking garbage last night. So I go out last night for my buddy's birthday, and I'm hanging out with one dude. We're getting fucking hammered last night at this bar. We're out on Rainy Street.
Okay.
And dude,
you're within walking distance.
Dude, it's a half mile from here. So we're riding bird scooters all over the place last night. Dude, we get to this bar. I don't know if you've been over there, but they've got this like thing where it's basically like sheds on different stories on stilts, and you climb up and you go into different parties in different sheds.
Like Rainy Street is wild.
Fucking insane down there.
Built by
so we go to
women.
one club down there. I'm fucking hammered. We go to another one. They go to this place with this slide, multiple stories, and I'm like, all right, I'm into one. It's my buddy whose birthday it is. He goes, dude, I'm too fucked up. I gotta go home. So the guys start leaving. I'm at this point where like I'm just in the mood to hang
There's
out.
wake-ups everywhere.
Somebody gave me an Adderall last night. Like, I'm in the mood to just
You're
talk.
around
So,
white women.
dude, I hit this guy up. I'm hanging out with this dude. I go, you want to come back to my place? And he's like, with who? I go, me. So I wheel this dude home.
Is this your buddy?
This is my buddy. I've hung out with him like it's not his birthday. It's one of the birthday boy's friends who I've hung out with literally 3 times in my entire life.
Dude, when you get that vibe, like like just somebody that's like you instantly connect with them.
Yeah,
like,
I was vibing with
cool
this
hanging
dude.
out.
This guy gave me an Adderall. I'm fucking hammered. This is So I'm bringing him back. I think he
gave you a pill, by the way.
Fucked.
You think that it's an Adderall.
Yeah. Dude, that shit was good, though.
Was it, dude?
Dude, so we're sitting here. We're in the living room. We're hanging out until like 3 o'clock in the morning. And he goes, all right, man, I gotta go home. And I go, understandable. Like, me too. Let's fucking call it. So I go, I'll bring you to the elevator.
By the way, I'm already here.
Dude, I bring him to the elevator.
Yeah.
And we're walking down. 2 doors down, there's these other guys. Remember we brought those random... Dude, there's these 2 guys that live like 2 doors down. Yeah. And I'm walking by and I hear them.
Was Maddie here?
What?
Was Maddie here this whole time?
I think Matt was not there last night, but Matt's been into some situations at this apartment late night.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So these 2 dudes are just throwing down, and I hear them, and I go, all right, some shit's going on. I go, you want to check it out? And he goes, yeah. so
degenerates, dude. You just love. You're already in the trash. You already know you're there. You already know you gotta wake up and shower. You might as well just dig around a little more. See what you can find.
I couldn't get out, man. And so
it's like a raccoon.
I'm like, in the back of my head, it's going, go to fucking sleep. It's 3:30 in the morning. What can happen? I go into this.
You're already on
house.
Adderall. You might as well.
Walk in. It's 2 dudes.
Yeah.
Couple gay dudes hanging out. Just chilling, vibing, having a good time. There's another dude unconscious on the couch, and they're like, Joe, what's up? And I go,
do they know you?
I go, I have no recollection of meeting these guys at all. He goes,
Joe,
dude,
you're living the life.
He goes,
dude.
I met you in the elevator. I go, yeah. Elevator guy. So I'm hanging out with these 2 dudes.
Yeah.
I end up hanging out there until like 5 o'clock in the morning last night.
Jesus.
And I'm like, what the fuck is like? It's one of those things where you're getting into bed and you're just like, what's the matter with you?
But here's the
idiot. Like,
here's
dude, I wasn't even doing the thing that keeps you up until 5.
What, Adderall?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. You did the worst version of it. Instead of going south of the border, you went north of the border. It all keeps you awake, because that's the opposite thing of that. What would you have done? You would have gone to bed, and then you would have stayed there looking at your ceiling for 6 hours. You still would have not got sleep. Now you went.
Well, it was an instant release
nice
Adderall, so it was like 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. I took it at 8, so it was wearing off at like 2, and I'm in the mode where like.
I don't think it did, because you wouldn't have stayed up till 3 o'clock with a bunch of gay dudes in a random North Austin apartment.
Yeah, you sure this wasn't Molly?
Molly, dude.
Dude, it's just too easy to bump into people and have.
And you're such like a personal. You're such a personable guy. I think there's a lot of
Dean.
people.
You are too, buddy.
Hey, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Matt's all right too. Matt's
okay. I met Matt at a check this out. I think we met a couple times before, right, Matt?
A couple, yeah.
Maybe like a couple, but between open mics, like you meet somebody and you see so many comics that you're just like, I feel bad about it, but you just like you see them and then you see them like 10 more times, and then you're like, if you don't have like a connection that makes you remember people, then
dude, there's so many comics too where it's like, hey,
so many
you
come
do
and go.
stand up. right? You're in a business where you're supposed to entertain people and be personable, and so many of these fucks, it's like, dude,
they're autistic.
It's insane. It's like, dude, you're in a business where you're supposed to make people laugh and make people feel like, I don't know, good to be around you.
Yes.
And talking to you is one of the most uncomfortable things. What
so
the
weird.
fuck made you think like that getting into this would be a good idea?
But some
I
of
don't
them
understand.
work. It's like
but the ones that don't, where it's not working on stage, it's not working off stage, and you're just like, yeah, dude, I quit my job, and you're like, dude, please re-enroll in your job.
I don't want to watch you go down this drain. Dude.
Yeah, 100%.
go do something. Domino's is hiring.
They got in the trash, dog.
Yeah. And it's understandable. Like I know some people, which I used to like be pretentious about it and get mad at bowling league comics, you know,
Bowling league.
like beer league comics.
Yeah.
They come to, they know that they'll never be anything more than just like open mic and maybe a couple club sets every once in a while.
Yeah.
And they're happy with it. And I used to get mad at those people because they're like stealing our stage time.
100%.
Was what I thought. But also I already know and like care about a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
You know? So it's
a lot of them are great. I mean, dude, here's the thing.
they could figure it out.
They could figure it out. And it's like,
out.
but it's also like one of those weird things where it's like, you know, if you play in the MLB, you play in the MLB, right?
Yeah.
And if you play pickup baseball, you play pickup baseball. And those two worlds never collide. This is a weird
never.
fucking thing in that, like, there are,
I think
in
on our
Austin,
stage-
Texas, there's people like who just started who are on the same stage as Joe Rogan, you know, and everybody's mixed in. Like at that Secret show, you've got like everybody ranging from Rogan to Tony to people who are just starting, and like the worlds are already getting mixed up and everything.
Was doing comedy. He's a comic around here. He's been doing it for 6 months. Very, very funny. He figured it out quick, but also he is like super awkward. And but in 6 months, he was able to start doing open mics at the Creek in the Cave. I think that was his first one. And then he would do like Lucky Duck. And then he got on Kill Tony. And then he got on Death Squad. So in 6 months of comedy,
He just got right in there.
he got in to share the same stage as Brian Redband, Tony Hinchcliffe, and Joe Rogan.
Fucking insane.
That's insanity. Like 6 months into comedy, I was like still driving to San Antonio every other Sunday to try to do an open mic.
But you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes
Yeah.
the ball bounces in the right direction. Like, dude, I got
hustle.
incredibly lucky like early on doing this shit where I got to hang out with like some of the fucking greats. You know, like I met Stanhope 2 years in.
Oh Jesus,
fucking
dude.
insane.
I did shows with him at Skankfest,
Get the fuck out of here.
and he was so fucking cool, man. Like
He's the
walked
best.
in and had his wife and him were.
Oh, you met Bingo?
Yeah, dude,
I've never
she
met
was
Bingo.
Wild, dude.
Really?
Wild. They came into the green room, and of course it's like midnight at Skankfest, and so it's like people are getting wild. There's coke everywhere, and people are just fucking drinking and having a good time. And he walks in, and it's like, so it's already a wild, crazy
Everybody's
time.
like, fuck.
Yeah,
Because he's one of those ones where like a lot of people listening to this are not going to know who the fuck that is, but he's one of the comics for other comics where you go, fuck. Like,
So like he comes in, everybody's acting like a degenerate, and as soon as he comes in, and it's like people like, you know, start pulling the fucking coke tray off and putting it down. Everybody's like, "That cool, that cool."
gotta be in my best behavior around Doug.
Yeah, about Doug stand-up, and he's over there having a wild time, hammered, and then just like he's talking, and then they go, "Hey, Doug, you're up," and he goes, "Oh, okay, guys, somebody watch Bingo," and then he walks straight on stage and then murders.
Just rips it up.
I mean, it looks like he hadn't even looked at his notes. He doesn't, obviously.
Dude, he doesn't need
He
notes.
doesn't need notes.
When I worked with him, man, we got to the.
And you've performed with a bunch of cool people, man. I was looking at your Instagram before this, and you've been out there.
I've worked
fucking
with some
grinding,
motherfuckers,
dude.
yeah. Dude, there's some people that are working with. I don't know. It was really nice. I got lucky in that I got passed by the San Jose Improv 2 years in. So it was right up basically my second comedy birthday. That day, I was lucky enough to get to open for Stanhope, which was fucking insane. But then Stanhope got me passed at the club. So he basically got it so like I was able to work with fucking everybody, meet everybody.
Damn,
and it's just
dude.
insane. So
Just because that weekend went so well, that
dude, it went pretty well. Like I did all right, but Doug is just the fucking man. Like he hooks it up. He's a good dude. But dude, you never know what the fuck's gonna happen because I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. Like it's a roller coaster ride, and there's sometimes when like shit is going just so bad. Yeah. Like just like bookers aren't responding to you. you're not coming up with any new material. Like the shit online's not popping, and
you're
then
trying
all
to
of a sudden,
prove yourself. So you're always
the rocket ship just takes off.
Dude, it's like a staircase. I mean, multiple people have said this, where like you go and you hit a plateau, and then all of a sudden you hit a giant step, and then giant step. Mm-hmm. For some people, that plateau is a year or two, and then it's up, and then it's a year or two, and then up. Some people, it's like zoop, 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 and then it's a long time. Like I think.
How long you been doing it?
4 years.
Nice, cool.
And so, but 2 years.
So neither one of us, all three of us, have no idea what the fuck's gonna happen in this thing.
I know,
so we'll
dude.
see.
But I think we're at a point. It seems like, at least from seeing your Instagram and seeing your comedy, I think we're at similar points where it's like, I think this is the point where you don't turn back.
Yeah, 100%.
Like we don't like switch, like doing open mics and doing some shows and not really being in it. But some people have said it before, but there's enough content out there that I can't go back to building power lines.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like an HR department could go on YouTube and destroy all of my credibility. Like I've told stories about building power lines that are like fucking really damning.
Really?
Yeah, because they're funny. You know?
Like what? I want to hear one of these stories.
I don't know, man. Like I told one where I peed in my boss's boots one time. Yeah. Check this out. He was this asshole that would always come around, and so he's one of these bosses that I don't know how he got in. He just got lucky. And building power lines, there's some guys that are just like maybe made for management. Like that's what the goal set they have in their head when they start building power lines. They want to be a boss, and so they go through it and they never really learn anything. They just learn enough to make it sound like they know what they're talking about, so they can impress the higher ups.
Sounds like me, dude.
And then fucking figure out how to wiggle your way up. But if you don't acknowledge that that's what you're doing, then like if we had some bosses that were like, "This is what I'm doing. He's going to be a good boss. He's going to take care of us." And it's probably safer that he's out of the field, Yeah. And so if he'd have done that with that approach, it'd be fine. But he was just an asshole, and he pretended like he knew everything. And it was like, dude, you sit in an office. Like that's what your job is. Do that, and then leave the work into us.
Yeah.
And he would come out on the job site all the time. Okay, so I'd say like every 2 weeks he would come out. So what we devised, and I'm not gonna say any names here, so I don't know it could be a lawsuit. He could come back and sue me. Yeah. It's not like we don't know who I'm talking about. And so, but anyway, so he would take his boots. He would never wear steel toe boots unless he was coming out to the job site. So
you need steel toe boots for this.
Yeah, you need steel toe boots.
Yeah.
You have to have them on job sites because you got shit falling around on you. And so, what he did was he'd put his shoes in the back of his truck. Well, we peed in them, and then we set them in the back of his truck so it would dry. So he didn't even notice. And then he came back out to the job site, put his boots on, and he started sweating, and it started smelling like pee. And we were like, what the fuck are you? Did you pee your pants? And he got self-conscious and he took off. So he wouldn't be on the job site. He's supposed to come out there and look at the job site and like check our safety regulations and do like a full report. He's only out there for like 30 minutes. Then as soon as he left, we like take off all our safety stuff. Like, fuck, let's get this job done, dude.
That's unfucking real.
So, no, I've had some wild stories building. I built power lines for 9 years before I started doing stand-up. So
damn. How do you get into a business like that, like building power lines?
Got lucky as fuck.
Yeah.
I wanted to. So who got me into it was I was dating a girl in high school. Loved my life.
Okay.
Broke my heart.
Oh, bastard.
Yeah, I know. So anyway, her dad took a liking to me. Mm-hmm. And before we broke up, he asked me what I wanted to do with my life, and I was doing rodeo at the time, and I was like, I'm gonna be rodeo cowboy, like my dad was, and travel around the country and do that. And he said, no, you're gonna marry my daughter. Mm-hmm. He said, so you're gonna have a good job. Yeah. And so he's like, show up here at 8:00 on Tuesday. And
nice.
He taught me how to climb a pole. And so have you heard of pole climbing? You seen it?
Yeah. Well, they're the guys with the hooks that go like that, right?
So you got hooks on your boots, and then you got a leather rope that goes across the pole. Yeah. And then you climb up the pole by sticking your spikes in the pole and then walking up the pole. So
that's what's up.
I actually got one on my Instagram. So that's speed climb. I didn't have the hair until I turned 24. 23, I started growing it.
Fucking
so this is like that's probably baby mullet. There's probably baby mullet rock in there.
Little baby mullet.
But that was 2017. That's been a long time ago.
Fucking A, man.
But yeah, so that's what I did for a living. And it was a lot of fun. So I got to live like a whole nother life.
Yeah, dude, you've had some interesting shit go down.
Oh yeah.
So like 9 years building power lines, and then how long is a rodeo cowboy?
4.
Fucking A, dude.
Yeah. So that's like practicing and getting good and then actually doing it. I probably only spent probably a year doing it serious.
So what were you doing as a cowboy? Were you riding bulls?
Yeah, I was riding bulls. I did a little bit of saddle bronc, but I grew up breaking horses. And so, and then my grandpa was in the city of Georgetown. He was the only equine vet for like 20 years. So he goes back to, old Georgetown. And so like I grew up working with horses and if not training, then just, riding and working and cleaning stalls. I've cleaned so many stalls, like shit stalls where you got to go in there and, they get wood shavings.
Yeah, so like, do you have like one job when you're out there? Or are you doing multiple jobs? Like you doing things?
If you're working on a ranch, I mean, you got to do everything from filling up, water to feeding to scooping poop to, making sure they get exercise and practicing them and fixing gates, fixing fences. That was my punishment when I was a kid. Every time I got caught dipping snuff, my dad would make me build a new portion of the fence. So we got like 15 acres around the house.
My dad would just yell at me every time I got caught dipping. Because it's a little different, dude. Like my dad's up from the Northeast and just like me dipping, he's like, you fucking redneck, dude.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
So did you play baseball or something, or why'd you do
I lived with all at UVM. My roommates were all on the club hockey team.
Okay.
And so they had cans of dip. And dude, this is how fucking stupid I am. For the first like 6 months, I didn't
Hockey
like
players,
it.
Dude.
I didn't like it.
Nobody
and so
does.
I kept dipping until I liked it.
Well.
And then by the time I liked it, I was hopelessly addicted. Dude. And so it just was such a dumb thing for me to do. I got myself addicted to nicotine so that I could play
hockey.
And it wasn't even playing hockey. It was playing Xbox hockey, playing NHL. And fucking throwing dips in, dude. I wanted to just hang out with the boys.
With the boys, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
It's insane.
I tried to impress my dad, and my dad did the thing that Texans dads do, where if you got caught dipping, maybe it's a Southern thing. It might go out throughout, multiple. I don't think it's an appropriate or healthy way to teach your kids. But like you get them with a pack of cigarettes, you make them smoke the whole thing, right? So my dad, if he caught me dipping, and we were working. And he was like, he had heard it from his buddy. He was like, just make him take a big pinch with you, and then he can't swallow or he can't spit until you spit.
Okay. Ooh.
So that's the rule. He's like, you can dip with me, but you don't spit until I spit. So I was like, all right, cool.
Damn.
And he could swallow, right? And so I would sit there, and I was like a young 12-year-old kid, and my dad was like, he gave me the first pinch. I took the pinch, and he's like, that's the rule. So we're starting to work. Oh, I was just like stretching like this, and I was bending backwards. I was like, oh my God, I feel great. My dad was like, I think it's making him stronger. And then I threw up.
Forward.
And then, no. I threw up so much. It was like maybe like 2 minutes later. Like it hits you quick, especially Copenhagen snuff. And so I'm like, throwing up. And my dad was like, oh, there you go. Did you learn your lesson? I was like, I don't know, but it felt amazing there for a little bit. And he was like, oh, no, that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Dude, my 12 years old. Second lip, I got fucked up. Yeah. It was like in high school, I ran cross country, and the soccer team would get off around the same time as us.
Yeah.
And soccer boys like to dip in the showers.
Right after nice. Hell yeah.
And so like
right before you go to class.
Yeah, I'd be hanging out, and I was like, okay, these guys are dipping. They're always fucking throwing them in. They would always ask me, "You want one, Joe?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm good." And then one day I was like, "Yeah,
dude, I'll take one." Peer pressure.
So this kid, I think it was my friend Fred, looks at me and goes, "Yeah, take one." So I grab the dip, reach in, throw it in my lip. I'm in the shower. I'm like, I feel pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel great.
You feel amazing. I don't know what it makes you feel loose.
Dude, so
it was like the first time that I felt so relaxed that like my shoulders.
Oh, dude, I didn't have that feeling for long though. It was maybe 10 seconds of like, I feel great. And then like, oh, fuck. Like, it wasn't just like, I'm going to be sick.
Up, and then you're like, oh no, it's too far.
It was like, I was fucking annihilated by this lip, right? So I put my clothes on, walked out of the locker room.
Spinning.
We had a senior lounge where like the seniors could hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
I went in there
Wait,
and
you had
I passed out for 3 hours.
Jeez, you had a seniors lounge?
Yeah, I went to a nice high school. Yeah, dude, we had the senior lounge. We had a room.
We had the elementary school in our place.
Dude, it was like a room with 2 couches, and if you were a senior, you could go in there and chill and watch TV. It was
you had a
badass.
teacher's lounge, is what you.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Wait,
Dude. So they would let you.
High school?
yeah. I went to a nice.
Wild.
Dude, I went to
dude.
boarding school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
You
had,
went to a
like,
boarding school.
Yeah, I'm a fucking
That must have been fun, dude.
It was fun. We had to get.
fun.
I mean, dude, the thing
How
was
many kids
like
in your graduating class?
100.
That's fucking.
Small school, but like.
But then do you ever like you had to date at separate schools, right? You couldn't date.
No, dude. Well, here's the fucked up thing.
You date everybody.
I didn't
Everybody
date
dates everybody.
at all in high school. Believe it or not.
What?
Guess how many girls I slept with in high school?
2.
0.
0, dude.
Yeah, dude.
0. You
0.
waited until after high school.
I don't think I got my
That's almost better.
first kiss until junior going into senior year at my buddy's house, maybe senior year. I was so bad because, dude, I came into high school at 5'4" and I weighed 80 pounds. And so, like, my whole psyche was fucked up, dude. I was just like...
What did you take, HGH? Dude?
I don't know
You're
what
fucking
happened.
Giant, handsome.
Thank you, man.
Dude, you're like like, you could go into any place, and I've seen you clean up here already, but you could go into any place, like, as a 6 foot tall, right? 6'2"?
Yeah, 6'2". Right
6'2". Okay, yeah, 6'2" on the dot. Guy with brown eyes, blonde hair.
You got better eyes than me, though. You
No,
got
but it's
dreamy
not
ass
the
eyes,
eyes,
Dean.
dude. Yeah, you gotta focus in here, and they don't pay attention, and so you got to snap at them. No, I'm just kidding. That's not even that bad. It's like anyway. So, but no, dude. Like you are like what stereotypically girls just always
They like
go
it
for,
now,
dude.
but
Yeah.
back then it
Whatever,
was
you had
brutal.
to go. Okay, so you missed out on your awkward sex
Well,
years,
dude, like,
any sex that you have at 18. I don't know. Some of it's fun, but
I would
most of
imagine
it's
some of it's fun. I didn't get any of it.
no. Like I remember probably the first 5 or 6 sexual experiences I had were probably terrible. Like I mean, it's just like I don't know about most people are slinging dick in high school, but I wasn't like
A few guys were that I went to high school with,
Yeah.
but it was rare. It was fucking
figured it out.
rare.
Most of mine was like just figuring out how to apologize and move on.
Yeah. Like, my bad.
Like, sorry, I got really excited there. And you don't know, but you just wait like 15, 20 minutes. You'll be good to go again. But you don't know that, you know?
You're just like, fuck, I
So
got
you
one.
let the first one go and you're like, it's fucking terrible, dude. Yeah, 18, until you figure out like what you're doing and how you're going. At high school sex, you just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I did. I waited. Good
Get
Christian boy.
blowjobs. Yeah. Dude, I got my best friend in high school, my hunting buddy, probably be the best man at my wedding, Truett Caulfield. He was his dad was a pastor in town, and so they were at the church, and we spent like he just did all of the degenerate stuff. He would never go do anything. He wouldn't come out with us drinking, or he would come out with us if we were drinking. But like when it got too weird, he would just leave.
Yeah.
Right. Or he would stick around and then, DD us all night. And then we're doing debaucherous things and he's hanging out with us, but he's never participated. And then, but never, he kissed a girl like senior year.
This was a pastor.
This
Like
is a pastor? Pastor's son. And so, and he's like pastor of the church, like leading the church. And so we never like bugged him about it, but he was like the most, like women were throwing themselves at him.
Damn, dude.
Like he was a blonde kid with blue eyes in Los Fresnos, Texas. Like there was only like 5 white kids in the entire school out of a class of like 750. And so True Coffee could have been slamming could have been getting every single piece of I don't know how a nice way to say that.
I'll just say it. Just ass.
Just ass that he can do, dude. And he would get mad if I was saying this. But, but we were like, dude, what are you doing, man? If we had what you have, I would be slamming all across town.
We're back in this motherfucker.
Dude, we're fucking doing it, dude.
Yeah. Dean's fresh off his second piss break because he's had a Dos Equis, a Neuro, fucking espresso mixie, and another mixie that you brought. We're getting fucking after it.
Stars before I came.
Let's go.
I was working on the 4-wheeler this morning.
What were you doing this morning on the 4-wheeler?
So we dug this 4-wheeler out of my dad's barn. We used to use it when I was a kid, and then I broke the front suspension on it. when I was like 12. Because I was trying to jump over shit, trying to do cowboy shit in the back. And I broke the front suspension. And so we parked it in the barn. And then my dad was like, got a quote. It was going to be like $1,500. And he was like, if you can save up to pay for it, then we'll fix it. And then I just spent my money on like $1,500 as a 12-year-old. You're not getting that.
Yeah.
You know, and so he just left it in the barn. So it's
So
been
you
like
finally got it out.
15 years. And then I came over there and I was like, hey, can I fix that four-wheeler? He's like, you just fucking have that. Drag it out of here. And so we went into the barn, grabbed the tractor, drug it out. And I got it on, I'm going to do Instagram reels of us dragging it out of the barn and then, you know, like piecing it apart. We took it all apart, replaced the carburetor. So I replaced my roommate and best friend, Max, is a mechanical wizard. So like he can fix anything. We're building a jet boat. Check this out, dude. Check this out. I haven't released this yet, but we're doing we took a 2014 Ski-Doo.
Okay.
This lady was driving went to mess around with a Ski-Doo in the water in Lake Georgetown. And then she put it back on the trailer, but she forgot to strap it down. And so she was driving back home and it fell off the back and like tumbled down the road.
Yeah.
And so it broke the front hull, making it pretty much useless.
Yeah.
But the motor was still fine. And the back engine was still fine. Like the propeller and everything was still fine.
So you're just taking that out.
So we took that out and we have a John boat and we're going to install it in the John boat and then make it like a airboat style deal for a duck boat. So we can like skim across. Is all we need is like we can get in like 3 inches of water. We can just fucking and fucking and so we're
you guys are doing some real redneck shit.
Dude, we're just doing. I'm just trying to do like as much fun because I'm doing stand up and on the side I'm doing like I drive race cars like to the racetracks for a race car company, and then other than that I'm just like sitting at the house having fun,
just chilling.
So
how many hours a week does like driving the race cars take you?
So it depends on how many races we have, but like I've only done like 3 in the past month.
Really?
But
you get paid a full-time salary for doing that?
No. You just get paid per trip. And then hopefully the race car company takes me on, and then I can go like every weekend. So I'll be going to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, and Denver every single week.
Damn. Every
single weekend. And so I'll do my shows here during the week and then travel there and do the comedy clubs that are in the area in the weekend if I can pick them up. I'm planning on working my way into like the open mic scene, which should be you just show up to open mics and do your best material.
Yeah, do what you can do.
Do what you do. Do what I'm doing here, and then get booked on those shows. And then when I return, keep trying to do that. That's my plan, at least. But
yeah. That's fucking great, man. Yeah. No, it's nice to have the flexible job. I sort of have the same thing going too.
What do you do?
I'm a web developer, so I work right there. I sit at that fucking desk all day. It's kind of brutal. Yeah. But I'm
web developer, so you know how to like market yourself, and
I'm good at
that's the hard part, dude.
Yeah, I'm good with the self marketing. I've sort of figured out what I'm doing, but I don't know, man. I think it's kind of, we're kind of lucky that we live like in the era we live in right now, because I think like.
I mean, you're lucky.
Yeah.
I think I would have flourished 20, 30 years ago.
20, 30 years ago, yeah. I think you would have crushed it. Dude, I think like at 8, well, you do have a mullet. And so I think you would have crushed in the 80s.
In comedy, oh.
You would have murdered.
I'm murdering.
Well, but I think what's going on with you, what I really like about what you're doing is, and this is where like the modern era might actually work perfect for you, is you live an interesting life. So many of these people don't live an interesting life. Yeah. You wake up every day. You basically get to fuck around and do redneck shit all day.
Bro.
You've worked on rodeos. You worked on power lines. You're driving race cars. It's a fucking interesting life.
Yeah.
And in no other era, like, could you create something where you explain what it's like to be that and be a stand-up comic? You have all the tools available to you to fucking show people what it's like to be that guy.
Yeah.
And I think you should show people what it's like to be that guy.
The more money I get.
Because I want to be you for a fucking hour on the weekend, dude. I would love to just jump into your skin for an hour, dude.
Dude, so that's what I'm trying to do with this Welcome to Texas thing. Is I've done podcasts and I love doing them. I love talking with my friends, but I love doing it. I don't know how to do any of this technical shit. And so it costs a lot of money to do it. And so I can't do it like on a weekly basis, but I got with Tom, the director. And so what I want to do is just make a YouTube channel where I take comics that have never done, that are all moving here from out of Texas.
Yeah.
And I just take them and do like regular Texas shit. And then they have a blast doing it. Like I'm doing so every year you got to deworm goats, right? And so
this is perfect.
I've got some neighbors that have about 40 goats that need to be dewormed. And so the way you do it is, goats are the most dumb animal on the place of the earth. So,
you think so?
Yeah, for sure.
Brutal.
Because every year they get dewormed, and it's a paste that you have to put in their mouth, and it tastes delicious. For anything that's goats eat shoes, and bark off the tree. So this stuff tastes like
paste
banana.
Is like candy for them.
Yeah, it's like candy to them. And so you would think that they would love it, but every year they forget, and you go out there and you have to grab them and like hold their neck up and then shove it in their mouth and then put it on them. And then as soon as they taste it, they're like, oh, that's great. Yeah, and then you just feed it out of them like a bottle. And then you got to grab the next one. So you got to fight and like wrangle every single one of these fucking goats. And you would think after they see one of them didn't die after what you did, they'd be like, oh, well, we're cool. Let's go get the free candy paste. But they can't recognize
They're just
that
like,
process.
that guy's enjoying something. And I'm about to get something in a similar tube, but
you would think.
It could not possibly be the paste that they gave the other goat.
It's for sure genocide.
No fucking chance.
And so I want to release like 10 comedians and tell the rancher that I'm like, or tell my neighbor, like, hey, I'll, because normally he would have to do this, but I could just release like 5 or 6 comics, and whoever can deworm the most goats wins. And they win like a fucking,
I would love to be involved in that.
Dude, it would be, because you got to chase them down, grab them, hold them in a headlock, and then as soon as you put it in their mouths, they're like, oh, that's tasty. And then you just like sit there and feed it to them. You got to like,
so what's some other Texas shit?
Hog hunting, dude.
Hog hunting?
Doing the hog hunting. We cut cows every year, so like,
what's cutting cows?
So we have about 400 head of cattle, and heifers and mama cows have babies every year. And so when they drop their babies, we have to decide if we're keeping them, if we're selling them to market, or if we're cutting them and keeping them for beef. Mm-hmm. So what you do is you round up all the mamas with their babies, separate the mamas from the babies, and then rope the babies, and then put them on their sides and give them their vaccinations, brand them, mark them, and then some of them cut their nuts off.
Oh.
And so, because you got to castrate them.
Yeah.
Or they're going to start breeding with their sisters, and it becomes an ordeal. And so you got to cut them. And so I'm thinking about bringing like 6 or 7 comedians out and having them do like the full West Texas
castration,
yeah. And then you can eat the bull nuts, called Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, I think we need like a really good production on this. Like, I think we need to make it like a TV show episode, like 20 minutes fucking.
So have you seen I think it might have been right before you showed up. So I already did one, and it was like my premiere for the show idea that I have, but it's called Welcome to Texas. And I got 6 comedians. I got 10 comedians to get on PRCA regulated bulls. Mm-hmm. And I gave them 2 weeks to practice. Some of them took advantage of 30 minutes of that.
Yeah.
But I gave them their own personal cowboy, and they showed them how to work a mechanical bull. And then we did a full episode of an actual bull riding. And they got on like real bulls, like 2,000-pound practice bulls. And
what's a practice bull? Just a bull that you practice to ride on?
Yeah, so it's a bull that's instead of like doing crazy shit like jumping up and down and rolling over and turning around at 100 miles an hour, they just go out and they leave the pen, and then they just jump and run out in the middle. And so as long as you can hold on. So I had Adam Lucky.
Adam Lucky rode a bull?
Rode a bull. 3.7 seconds. Rode it. And like a legit
How bad
bull.
Does it hurt when you get yossed off the bull?
Depends on how you land. So I've been in a few rollover wrecks, and probably 100 to 150 bad, like getting thrown off.
Yeah.
And you just go limp. You're on sand, and so as soon as you get thrown, you just go limp. Figure it out when you hit the ground running, and then when you pop up, look to see where the bull is, and then run the opposite direction of the bull, and then hope he doesn't stomp you. So.
Yeah, getting stomped, no good, dude.
Yeah, dude. Sam Castillo got stomped really bad on the show, and broke 4 ribs.
Holy shit.
Yeah, Sam Castillo rode a bull. Jack Timmons, Miles Johnson, Spencer Cavins, Ben Smith.
Chris Tan.
Ben Smith from the Northeast as well. Another fucking Rhode Island guy. Yeah. I know him from Boston Comedy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
From around there.
Ben's one of my boys, man. He's actually coming on the hog hunt next week.
Shit, yeah.
If you want to roll through with it,
are you guys doing the helicopter hunt?
No, I don't have enough money for that yet.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for people to buy more tickets to my show.
Plug that, by the way, before we forget.
Hey, Best of the West. You're gonna Joe. Yeah, Joe's gonna be here next week on my Best of the West show at the. On the day this airs. Oh, this is so cool. Please come out to the Best of the West. If you're a fan of Joe, Joe's gonna be doing time on Best of the West. So it's a show that I run at the Creek in the Cave Comedy Club. One of the best clubs in Austin, Texas.
Dean's got fucking koozies too.
How redneck is that shit? See the armadillo in the way.
Badass.
Dean A Stanfield.
I realized I was drinking a beer without the koozie that you gave me earlier to put on.
Matty Stew's also drinking out of one, dude.
Yeah, Matty, show us what you got over there.
Oh, and Matty's done the Best of the West show
it was
and
amazing.
Crushed it.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking crushed. I met him. So we had this veteran show.
Dude, I don't want to blow up Matt's spot, but that was your first like legit show, right?
That was my pretty much.
Dude, that makes me so happy.
I'm forever in debt to you, dude.
Dude, no, not at all, dude. You fucking crushed it, dude. I knew you would.
Love to hear it, dude.
We Matty was actually super interesting. I was doing this veteran show. We got on with Irreverent Warriors, who it's an organization that they take veterans on hikes. So they get stuffed and they like put on events that veterans can go hang out, so they don't have to worry about money. They just come out and hang out with the boys, It's a good time. And so those guys, we love supporting them. And so we put on a show where half the proceeds go to the veterans so they can do another hike. And there's only like 4 or 5 veterans in the Austin community that are like really funny. And so we were like, look, we're going to do this veteran show. We're going to book a bunch of veterans.
Are there any veteran comics that I would know? They're like,
Ben Horn. Ben Horn. George Anthony.
That's all right. No
worries. Who else was on the show? Yeah. So it's like there's pretty few. And
the great Chris Mueller.
Yeah, Chris Mueller, dude.
Yeah, Chris Mueller was on it. Yeah,
That's
he
right.
did good. He did really good. Yeah. And
I love, dude. He bounced on us.
Oh, did he?
Dude, he went to fucking Arizona. He doesn't even text me. He throws it up on his Instagram story that he's in Arizona. I go, oh, how long are you out there for? He's like, till March.
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
You son of a bitch.
Chris Mueller.
I love Chris. Chris is just one of those guys that you move down here, I just started hanging out with every single fucking day.
Really?
Not every day. Every other day. We go to Latchkey. We're both urchins at Latchkey at this point.
There's so many babes there, dude.
Yeah.
And so,
oh my God, it's unbelievable.
I went and did Buzzmill. And then I went to Latchkey, I think, right? We were at Latchkey.
Yeah.
And so I was
a little Tuesday night karaoke.
A little Tuesday night karaoke, you know how I get over there. And I went to the gas station to pick up a can of snuff and a vape. And
what do you dip, by the way?
Copenhagen long cut.
Oh, dude, that was my Copenhagen straight.
You want to put a fatty in at the end of this?
It's been a minute, but I think we do it right now. We got to chug our beers because we need spitters, though. Dude, okay, so I'm not going to lie to you. When it came to dip, I considered myself a real man.
Yeah.
I was a Copenhagen straight guy.
Oh, dude, I fucking hated Copenhagen straight.
So good. This shit
silver
is
lid.
Dude, it's too much. Is it the one with the paper back?
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
That's real cowboy shit.
Anybody here, all right? You see a guy with a paperback tin. Run for the fucking hills.
Yeah, dude.
These guys are not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
This is insane, dude.
It's good. It's the top tier of tobacco. It's the Romeo and Juliet of snuff.
It is. Well, I appreciate you saying that about Romeo and Juliet. Like we said, Suffield tobacco, baby. Yes, sir.
I wish I had the headphones on so I could have heard that. You guys are lucky. I'm gonna listen back to it later. But I walked into the gas station. Maddie was walking out. And he had a gas station burrito, a pack of condoms, and that was
my
it. Just
fucking man,
dude. Just like a man, I was like, dude, who are you, dude? And he's like, hey man, I'm a comic here, and I was like, oh, I thought I recognized you. And he's like, yeah, we're doing. I think I was like, can't remember how you made it. We're talking about where you were from, and you're like, I'm a veteran, and I was like, dude, I got a veteran show tomorrow. Fucking come on through. And then Cody Mayers was like. He's my co-host, right? Mm-hmm. And so every week I book it, but like I'm a little known for getting a little hammered and offering
fun
people
to get hammered.
spots. Like when people like ask me about the show,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
like, dude, we're doing the show tomorrow. Come on by, dude. And so he's like,
Well, that may or may not have happened with me and you the first time.
Yeah,
we met.
probably so, dude. But I just felt your energy, and I'm like, man, this is what I want the show to be. I want the show to where a lot of shows are like booked out a month in advance, and they're
just be
professionally run. I want it to be a vibe. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring to the club, because they asked me to do a show. Rebecca asked me to do a show. I started running the mic when the place opened, and then she asked me to run a show, and I was like, I just don't know what I would want to do, and it's going to take up a lot of time. And so I'm like, unless I find something that I'm like really interested in, I don't want to do it. And so I finally thought about it, and I was like, what if I run a show where I'm in town? This is my town. Yeah. And so I'm at all the open mics, or I try to be at all the open mics still, and I'm doing shows. I know who's funny.
Yeah.
And I've got a good sense of humor. And so if you like my stand-up, you're going to love these other guys. And I love running into people. I've got a pretty good eye for who's funny. 100%. And so if I meet somebody, like I never saw you do comedy,
right?
But we talked for a little bit, and I was like, man, this guy's got...
You fucking rip it?
Oh, dude, you ripped it.
Let's go.
Ripped at it, genuinely.
I just want to say, I got booked for my first club comedy show on my way to get laid the day after I crushed on Kill Tony. Dude,
let's go.
Dude, you had a fucking crazy week. And you told me you got on Kill Tony, and I remember when you said that, I remember somebody telling me about a veteran... or maybe a guy named Matty that had done really well in Kill Tony, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, that's enough for me.
Oh yeah,
like, let's fucking do it.
What's
and
up,
it worked
dude.
out, man. It was a veteran show, and they were vibing with you. And
like you said, when you get hot, you get hot, dude.
Dude,
yeah,
once
when
I
they're
really
on
tear,
those are my
see it in their eyes.
Those are my fucking people too. So I could. There's nothing I could say that wasn't gonna. It was great.
It wasn't gonna crush. Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you
good.
again, dude.
No, for sure, man. No, that was fucking all you, dog. All right.
Boy, rips it. And by the way, I can't believe I said who are the veteran comics in the scene when I had you and Chris in the room for literally the second episode that we've done, 2 veteran podcasts, and that's 2 veterans of this country. That's what we discussed for half the time. And I'm like, which veteran comics do we have around here? All right, here we go.
Put a little fatty in.
We are packing a dip.
So that was my first podcast called Packing a Can with Dean Stanfield, and I'd have had comics come on. And every episode, I would try to make them dip snuff.
So let me tell you something.
They never did.
Well, let me tell you a little something, right?
Yeah, holla at me.
So remember when I said, like, I had a tough time with the ladies in high school?
Yeah.
There's a point where, like, there were a few girls I couldn't get rid of.
A few girls you couldn't get rid of. Cry me a river, you boarding
my thing that I would do
yeah.
if I had a girl that I wanted to get rid of, and...
Oh, you just dip snuff in front of them?
Just start...
Let them work on the Texas women, dude.
Dip and leaving spitters around the house.
Whatever.
And they
redneck girls, they're just like, oh yeah, reminds me of my dad. Or whatever they say.
Joe,
those New England girls don't like it as much.
You went middle front?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I need a side
Pack
pocket.
the fucking
The front
fatty,
is
dude.
tough.
Pack her right up in the middle.
Empty.
No,
Yeah, dude.
one of my favorite things was so when I lived in China, man, lived there for a year.
You lived in China for a year. My sister's going to Japan. It's not the same as China.
Yeah, Japan rules. Yeah.
She is. She's going there with the Navy. I hope China acts right. They're not. I don't know how you felt over there, but I've heard they're
Shit
getting a
was
little
very
wild.
calm at the time, but things have escalated to a point where I don't really know. We lived over there. What's up?
You look insane, dude.
You're like, dude, this is fucked up. Yeah. No, I mean, dude, we're
I love
sitting right
packing
now.
lips. I love packing lips, dude.
Dude, there could be bombs dropped on Ukraine during this fucking podcast that we're doing right now, dude. It's true. Dude, it's for real. We're living in a wild time. They're
Shit's
like
about to go down.
boarding up. They're like, dude, it's crazy, dude. I was seeing something.
Yeah, they pulled all the Americans out. They're like, you guys, if you're living here, you got to go.
And what about the Ukrainians that are sitting there like, wait, why are all the Americans leaving? Like, it's happening.
Yeah. You know, wild fact, dude?
Yeah.
Russia and Ukraine are both in the top 5 in the world for Bitcoin ownership percentage.
Really?
Yeah, like 14% of
I thought Ukrainians were doing a lot worse than that.
Dude, 14% of them own crypto somehow. Fucking crazy.
That's crazy, dude. They're if you listen to interviews, I watch a news site. I'll send it to you after this, but it shows like if you want to know what's going on, it's just they just interview people from those areas, and they're just like, this is what's actually going on. How do you feel about it? And there's a couple people that were like, yeah, we're arming up, we're getting our AKs, we're practicing with pistols every day. And there's one lady that's just like older, and she's in this like potato dress, like those old lady dresses, like pioneer dresses.
You even got a dip in right now, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't even tell, dude. You got a big gagger in.
Yeah.
Matt, you gonna throw one in too?
I'll toss in a hammer.
Let's go!
There you go.
Boys are gonna be buzzing.
Fucking boys are buzzing, dude. No, I've been dipping since I was 12, so I've got like a pocket.
So I think we got to tell some dip stories on the pod. So I'll bat lead off on this one if you don't mind. I got a great chaw story.
Yeah.
So like I said, I lived in China, and I live with I just happened to go over there with 21 people. It's 13 guys, 13 girls, 8 guys.
Okay.
And the 8 guys that went over there, of us, I think 5 of us dipped. We dipped heavy. And so we got over there.
Like grizzly wintergreen.
Dipping whatever we could get our hands on. So I go over there and I go like, I'm bringing 2 cans.
Yeah.
I only brought 2 cans of dip.
Yeah, you gotta bring a roll.
Showed up, ran out.
You gotta bring a log.
So my friend Barrett, or my friend John, turns out he's got 8 cans of dip with him.
Hey, you gotta bring a log.
Turns out another guy had 15. And so like I'm trying to get some snuff off these boys. You know what I'm saying? Like
they prepared.
Like dip,
So
like
you can't
getting a dip off your boys was like the highest honor because everybody was down to like 2 cans for the whole time we were over there.
So if you're hammered drunk at the end of the night, you're just like, man, let me have a dip.
Dude,
like,
come on.
let's
You're
do
like,
it.
please give me a dip. So by the end of it, like all the dip runs out. We're all smoking cigarettes, just being like degenerate animals, just like smoking. Cigarettes are $1 a pack in China too. So we're smoking $1 a pack cigarettes, hanging out, drinking coffees. Dude, they weren't bad.
So it's like actual tobacco. I've heard that like even the paper, like we're just smoking paper that's soaked in tobacco juice.
But get this. We got 2 breaks of 3 weeks apiece. I took the first one to go back to America.
Yeah.
Came back. For all the boys, I loaded up the suitcase.
I
had 2 Stoker's buckets.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Remember those
where
they would give you
logs.
a can on top? Just one can, and you would refill it every day with your giant-ass bucket?
So that's what we had.
Oh,
Actually,
great.
I brought 4 Stoker's buckets. So I bought a Stoker's bucket for each one of the boys. We rolled in. I show up at the airport. My mom's like, why do you have 2 bags? And I'm like, don't worry about it. And so,
I'll pay the extra $30.
So I got the extra bag. One of the bags is literally just packed full of dip. And so I show up. I invite all the boys over. I go, guys, this is about to be the best day of your life. I uncover the suitcase. And they're just like, you are the best fucking guy ever.
King of kings, yeah.
So my other buddy goes, I got some great news. Got some great fucking news, boys. My dad's coming over in a month and a half. And so we can dip all of this at our regular clip because he's going to bring us a ton of fucking chaw. We're going to throw down. We're going to have a great time. And so we're like, fuck yeah. And so we're literally like, one night we sit there, we had a dip party. And so it's just 4 dudes.
Just zooted on
4 fucking
American
white boys
tobacco.
sitting in China, packing chaws in my living room, having a blast.
Fuck communism. You know? Fuck communism.
Hell yeah, fuck communism. So we're packing these dips. And we run out. We go, no big deal. Hunter's dad's coming over.
Oh,
his dad comes over. Dude, he goes, son, I think you should cool it with the tobacco usage.
Oh, wow, that sucks.
And he didn't bring any fucking dip. None. He brought 0 cans. And so we had
He didn't give y'all any to wean off.
Dude, we had like 3 months.
What a monster.
Dude, we had
what
3
a fucking
We had
monster.
3 months to go. Much to his chagrin, we were ripping darts like fucking animals over
not
there,
just
dude.
smoking. Yeah, you're not. Tobacco, snuff is way more addictive.
I'm gonna get a life insurance policy canceled over this podcast.
All right, dude. Yeah, instantly. I put out enough shit that there's no way anybody's covering me. I got one where I crashed a couple days ago. Did you see the snow drifting in my go-kart?
Yeah.
The episode. Okay, so I put out a little reel of me drifting in the snow. So
by the way, follow Dean Stanfield on Instagram. It's a worthy follow, and buy his fucking koozies.
Oh yeah, buy you some koozies, man. They're cheap. And so they keep your beer cold. So what was I talking about? Jesus.
You were talking about go-karts and snow.
Oh yeah, my go-kart shit. So I've got a big backyard and I got a bunch of trees and there's like a little track that you can run through the trees. And so I was doing it in the snow and I got real cocky, but it was slippery. So like the go-kart wouldn't stick. And so I could just like drift around trees and do fun shit. And then I brought my buddy over to the house that has like a professional camera, and I was like, get some fucking cool shit of me drifting around these trees. But the snow had already cleared, and so I was like sticking to dirt, and it was going well. I was going fast, drifting around trees, and then I go on 2 wheels on the side, and it almost flips over, and I slam it back down, and there's just a big oak tree like a foot in front of me. Oh! By the time I ended up getting squirrely, and I'm probably going like 10 miles an hour. Which isn't a lot, but if you're in a tiny go-kart, like I slam into this tree and fucking boom, break the front suspension and like fuck it up pretty bad, so I got to replace it. But
it's crazy, dude. You can get fucked up. I just had a buddy lose a finger, and 2 of it. He lost a pinky.
Check that
out. Oh shit, Dean!
Yeah, dude. Oh! I lost a pinky, dude.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Turn it for the camera.
Oh!
Here, I'll go. I don't know if it focuses bad. Look at that fucking dinosaur looking thing.
You can't straighten it?
Dude, this is the last time I drank 6 beers before
Just you and me? Just the boys?
Yeah, Maddie, jump in here for a sec. Get on in.
I'm waiting for this moment for a long time.
Let's go. Come on in. Hold it down. How's that buzz treating you, bud?
I mean, I'm ripped, dude.
You're in?
I'm ripped.
Feeling good?
Are you? Can you drink when you have a dip in?
I can. You want to see it?
It has to be right after a spit, though, right?
I'm sort of an expert in this division.
Dude, I've never.
All
right, nice and warm for you, Dean. Nice and warm for you.
There we go.
Let's do it, dude.
Yeah, the first couple episodes we had Matt stick his head in and the camera cut out and didn't record it.
Oh no,
it was brutal.
Yeah, that's the most camera time I've gotten.
Oh man, I would have sat in the bathroom for a little while.
Dude, you couldn't take a shit, you fucking asshole.
You don't want that, dude. You don't want what I've been eating to come out. I've had a Crispito here.
What's a Crispito?
You know what Crispito is, dude?
Do you know what a Crispito is?
No, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so it's like a gas station burrito. It's like a piece of like a flour tortilla rolled up with steak and cheese and beans and cheese. They're amazing, man. You can get them at Allsup's Crispitos or Allsup's burritos. So like a burrito, like a tiny burrito, if you will. We should do this is what I want to do with instead of podcast. I just want to take you guys out and show you like, I don't know, like Texas stuff. Like go get Allsup's burritos.
Yeah, take us to Toot Totem and Bucky's. Like I want to go see those.
If I took you guys to see
now
Buc-ee's
we're coming up with like a full episode. It's like we hog hunt. We go to Buc-ee's.
That's what I'm saying.
Take me to HEV. Show me around.
We get fitted for some nice hats.
Bro, I get you guys fitted for some nice like Texas hats.
Hell yeah!
You got all these cowboys or these people moving to Austin that are wearing like those taco shaped hats.
Yeah,
get
can't
you
have
good,
that.
Like, nah, dude, get you a good fucking Resistol bull rider.
Where'd you get that?
Fucking tough Hedeman style. This is a Resistol. Where did I get this one? I think I got this one. I got this one at Cavender's, which is probably the best hat store. So I get all my straws from like Cavender's or American Hatters. American Hatters is a Texas brand. They make them here in Texas. But all my felts, I get them custom made at a. You can also get Resistols or something else, but I get Butler Hatters is made in Belton, Texas, and it's a custom hat maker, and he makes like felt, like real nice felt hats. He made my dad one when he was in high school. Made me one when he was in high school.
That's
when I was in high school, so I still have that one, and then I got another one, a gray one, that I wear. So cowboys are like they say that they're like tough, manly men.
Yeah.
But also they've got like weird rules, like you can't wear felt, you can't wear straw past fucking Labor Day or some dumb shit. Like it's just there's a certain like if you go to weddings, you wear a black hat, you wear a black felt hat, but like I'm like, you may wear whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing cowboy shit, wear a fucking hat.
Redneck shit is fucking fun, dude.
Dude, redneck shit is so much fun, dude. And it's running out. Like we're not gonna be able to. My kids, if I ever have any, will never be able to do the kind of shit that I got to do, and I'll never be able to do the kind of shit my dad was able to do.
I think you just got to keep it going. Just find a way. Dude.
You just
land is the key.
Yeah,
you got land, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Amen to that, dude.
Well, aren't you saying that's the problem though?
Well, that problem is we're running out of land, and you used to be able to like. My dad did some like real West Texas cowboy shit by getting able to work on a ranch in West Texas where they said they would have like Mexicans show up. They were crossing the border, and they never turned them in. They would just be like, "Hey guys, you want some work for a few days?" And so we
could use a hand, man,
dude, for real. And they would take them out, and they would go out and do like fix a stretch of fence. And my dad would help them and teach them what to do and how to use the equipment. And then my dad would help them. They'd help my dad fix an entire like length of fence. They'd feed them 3 or 4 days, load up their gallon jugs full of water, and go, "All right, guys, we'll see you later."
Damn, man.
And they would continue on their journey up to some part of Texas, or
they were probably stoked, man.
Oh, they're probably excited. They've crossed the border. They're getting chased by the border patrol, chased by cartels, trying to get a better life, and then they get here. And I mean, some people turn them in, but all the ranchers in West Texas are like, "Man, we're not like, you got good people."
Yeah,
they're just trying to escape a shitty situation, and so most people think that Texans are like, "Oh, fuck everybody crossing over. You gotta, do that." But dude, if you made it over here fair and square, and you want to work and be productive members of society, fucking come on with it, dude.
Come on with it.
Yeah, come on with it. Yeah, do whatever you need to do. Be nice to people.
100%. I think that's what everybody's missing nowadays, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like even the people that think they're right, think they're helping out. There's not a lot of. You need the kindness,
Yeah, we do, man. And Texans, they're revered. I think a lot of people think that they're like, rednecks that hate, mostly everybody. But in my experience, Texans are welcoming as fuck. As long as you're respectful and don't, you don't walk up and you're like, "Oh, howdy, partner. How's your day?" And like making fun of shit.
Everybody's so fucking nice here.
We're excited to show you.
Everybody looks at Texas like from the outside as these guys are so proud and for what, right? So I moved here. I lived in San Antonio. I was stationed there my first 2 years in the military. And I was from California. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? Everyone loves it. No one's telling me why.
Yeah.
And then shit like the pandemic happens.
Yeah.
And I see Texans are the only people that do not change the way they're living. And I'm like, fuck, I get it, dude.
Yeah.
They have everything that I wouldn't have if I was in California. And they're fucking stoked. They're having fun. Dean's out in his fucking backyard ripping a go-kart.
Dude.
So we're in a fucking worldwide
100%.
pandemic. Dean's doing donuts in the snow.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think like one of the things about the
believe.
states down here is like, I think a reason a lot of the people in California didn't get it is because during the shutdown, when everything shut the fuck down in California, a lot of people went good, but it was like a lot of people like myself where we're working from home and our lives were like substantially improved for a little while, right? Where you're just like, yeah, dude, like I'm making the same amount of money. I don't have to drive. Exactly. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And it's like there was no empathy towards the people where it's like, hey, you shut down my fucking operation, like my livelihood. Like you couldn't get away with that in Texas because there are people working remote, I'm sure, for tech companies and stuff, but there are a lot of people doing their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
Where if you shut it down, it just destroys your entire life. And you can't get away with that.
Nope. I mean, we just can't have it. We can't stop doing what we're doing. You're going to die. Like you're going to start losing money. And then we're going to trust the government's going to keep paying you? No, we've done that before. Like there's been times that the government has stepped into farming communities and tried to help out with like sustenance farming and like coming in and buying land and renting it back to them, and like we've played that dog and pony show, and it never works out for.
Dude, I'm reading a book called Omnivore's Dilemma right now, and I'm gonna do a bad job explaining it, but they're talking about corn and just like the corn crop and the way the government basically like artificially manipulates the corn price to get people in and get people farming it, and it's just like it's completely fucked everybody over.
Yeah,
like
and to
they're
make
effectively they're not making a profit growing corn in a lot of cases.
No,
fucking insane.
But it's so cheap, and that you think that you can, and there's such a high need for it. High fructose corn syrup is like extremely needed, and also like Texas, we grow everything here. Like we could shut the borders down and claim ourselves as a new nation and have everything we need. We got oil, we've got beef, we've got tons of farmland. Like we can sustain ourselves without the rest of the country.
Without any help, yeah.
Yeah, without any help. And cotton production, like there's so much that Texas has to offer that the rest of the country like needs, Like there's no bigger operation of beef than Texas, I don't think there's no other state that raises more beef than us.
No.
Yeah, crops, and California's big on crops.
I live next to a cattle farm in Connecticut, actually.
Yeah, y'all have big dairy operations.
Yeah, so I live across the street from a dairy farm, and then next to me is a cattle farm, and they
Smells like.
If you want some good fucking beef, I want to figure out where these guys are sending the cows to because, dude, these cows, like, they are, when they say free range, they're fucking free range. Like, these things are out in the woods, eating grass, crushing hay. Like, there's not a fucking shred of corn in their diet.
Oh, no, dude.
And I would love a little bit of that. Like, good meat, dude. You just gave me some venison, by the way.
Oh,
Props
yeah,
for
dude.
that.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate
and
that.
That came out of Texas soil, man. There's something about eating like meat that's, you know, not been processed, not been, like, none of these deer that were shot have ever had hormones in them. Like, a lot of them have had a lot of corn because neighborhoods, you know, you feed corn. We feed corn at our feeders. But we've even started to, like, feed more acorns, try to feed more wild shit because it makes the meat so much more richer. Like, I hunted on an operation this year that I shot 2 deer, 2 does, and they feed them, like, berry blocks, and they feed, like, small amounts of corn. Dude, that's the meat that I gave you.
Hell yeah.
Part of that. And the meat's just fucking so red and rich.
What do you recommend I cut? What do you recommend I make with that? Like sausages or something? What should I get into?
So with that one, I would go either spaghetti or deer chili. I would go deer chili.
Hell yeah.
You can make a good chili. You can look up a recipe. It's super easy to do. Chives, onions, tomatoes, brown that deer meat, and then throw it in there. It'll make probably about 5 or 6 servings with that pound of meat.
That's what
you can make. Yeah, I make stews, roasts. That's what I live on.
I just don't want to botch it. You know, I want to make sure dude, I got a pound of it. I want to fucking crush it.
If you make a good chili, get some sourdough bread, and man, a good like warm deer chili when it's cold outside.
Especially on a day like today, man.
Oh man, it's fantastic.
God damn.
I actually got a wild game cookbook I can give you.
Oh, please send that my way. Let's do it.
Do you like cooking?
It's Steve Rinella's.
I'm getting into it right now. Yeah.
The meat eater.
Oh, dude, I bet he's got a.
Dude,
good
my buddy's working
recipe.
for him right now. My buddy Mike is working on Steve's operation right now in Bozeman.
Hey, Joe,
crazy.
watch one season and then you'll be dressed like Dean. I'm telling you.
Do some cowboy shit.
Yeah, shout out Micah. He's a video editor for Meat Eater right
Dude,
now.
that has got to be
crazy.
an amazing job. That guy is insane.
Dude, he says Steve's the man. Coming
Dude,
in the office all day hanging out.
Montana, Joe? Is he up in Montana?
Yes, sir. Bozeman. Cool. Yeah, good spot to be.
Huge fan of those guys, dude.
They got a great operation running out there. That's what I want to, like, if I could get famous enough that I get to, you know, travel across the country the majority of the month and then take a week off and then just go do whatever Texas shit I know and want to do. And then just fucking.
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the way I look at fame too. I want to use it as like a vehicle for what I'm trying to do. Like, I don't really give a fuck about like Instagram views or TikTok views. I'm just like, if it can get me to a point where I'm touring and I'm doing this and I get to make shit, people are gonna watch it. That's all I give a fuck about.
Yeah, be an entertainer and like show people, teach people how to do shit. It's fun, man. Get people out of their comfort zones and you know, go out there into the woods and. Have fun,
packing dips with the boys.
Have packing dips with the boys, dude. That'd be fucking fantastic.
Yes, sir. All right, we should wrap this fucking thing. Let's do it.
We're deep.
Dean, tell the camera about yourself. Where to
man.
find you, what you're doing.
Dean A Stanfield. You can find me almost any night at the Creek in the Cave Comedy Club. Come on down. It's a great comedy club here in Austin, Texas. Other than that, Instagram, I will be releasing my Kickstarter for my TV show or for my YouTube series, Welcome to Texas. That'll launch with the bull riding episode.
Hell
drop on YouTube. And then the next couple episodes, we're doing a fishing, a hog hunting, and a race car edition.
Let's
so I'm going to
fucking
take
go.
comedians out, get them drifting race cars, having fun on the track, and the hog hunting, if you'd like to come be a part
I
of it.
would love to be a part of the hog hunting
Dude,
episode.
it'll be a lot of fun. We'll go out there and snipe some hogs, Call of Duty style. And, just having content out there. Come see some shows, you know. Dean A Stanfield. I post my shows on my story every night where I'm going to be and what I'm doing. So
follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Matt, you got anything?
My Kill Tony episode drops this Monday, which
Let's
will be,
go.
I guess will be yesterday when you watch this. We're dropping it on Tuesday.
That's what's up. Yeah. Yes, sir.
The day before this.
If I can get the editing figured out, I've been a day late lately, but
yeah.
Hell
and
yeah.
Then, and then Wednesday, actually the day of this, either the next day or the day of, old Joe Baby's going to be at the Best of the West.
Best of the West, baby.
Come on down.
I'm a Texas boy now.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And that's pretty much it. Fuck yeah. Dean Stanfield, Matty Stu, Joe Beggs. Appreciate you guys. Woo! Yee yee!